is now kind of adding our rail concept, which if you've seen the rail course, you know, that's one of my favorite kind of man beater routes that we have. And now we're adding the rail with this drive. Okay. So it's kind of a combo of the two of those. Okay. So anytime we call rail, this one for us is 3x1. So train is 3x1 rail. All right. And this gets this drive concept into it. Anytime we call rail or train, we're tagging the running back. We're telling him he's running this rail route out of the backfield. A rail route is not a wheel. So we're not running swing to vertical. We're trying to pick, and I got this from Oregon. I thought this was a good coaching point. All right. We want to be 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. We're working to the numbers. Okay. If the ball's all the way into the boundary, we're kind of working more to the bottom of the numbers at 5 yards depth. If the ball's like left middle, we're working more to the top of the numbers. Okay. But we're trying to work vertical up out of the backfield to that point at 5 yards as quick as possible, and they kind of stay on the run. We're using the bottom of the numbers to the sideline to allow the quarterback to be able to throw us open. We don't want to fade right to the sideline right away, but we don't want to get too far inside either. So we want to make sure that on that rail, we're working to 5 yards depth, all right, to the bottom of the numbers, and then vertical as quickly as we can go. Okay, so that's our rail route. We got to go, all right. The number one receiver to the side of the rail is going to run the top route. So this right here, what we call train, and I usually tell them odd or even. So I'm telling them, hey, we're running train to the left. Odd is left. So we're running train to the left. So if you're the number one receiver to the left, you're running the top route. You're setting the mesh, all right, against man, stay on the run, against zone, settle over the C gap, okay? Now, on this one, this is just kind of an automatic. So if we call train, like we could tag this Y train and stick with those rules, all right, with our basic. Our guys know when we call train that our Y is that basic runner. Just like in rail, he's going to be that OTB runner unless we tag something different. So, but if you want to stay along the same lines, I think you can make an argument. And I'm thinking out loud as I'm talking to you guys right now. I'm thinking you can make the argument for calling Y train, and that tells the Y he's the basic runner. The next closest receiver opposite the rail would be our under runner. So I think you can make an argument for that. Okay, so the Y is going to run the basic, and then the next closest receiver to the ball, if you're not the basic runner, is running the under. Okay, find the top route. All right, create that for a mesh, and then backside. We've messed with this just like everybody that runs mesh. We've run some like a sail route or like a deep out corner. We've run post. We've run post curl. I think we ended up settling on the post curl just because that's the route we run backside of our rail, the railroad concept. So we settled on post curl backside instead of post. So again, everybody messes with that. You can kind of make that a pre-snap alert throw. If you got a dude out here that you want to try to isolate, I think you can make an argument for that. But we ended up making it a post curl because that marries up with our rail concept. Quarterback progression, just like it is on rail. Start on the rail, all right. Then we work under. We're going to work our inside triangle under to basic to top. So rail is our alert, okay. And then we're going to work under to basic to top. Okay, really, really easy progression. So here it is right here. The great thing about running this kind of drive concept opposite the rail is you get two rubs. So you get a rub from the basic and you get a rub from the top as you run this under route, okay? Running back, this is a young kid. He kind of like to hesitate. We got to go. You got to clear out, okay? Stay on the run, stay on the run, stay on the run, all right? If we start on the rail, all right, start on the rail. If we don't love the rail, then we work under to basic to top. And you can see that here comes the inside triangle right here from these guys, okay? And we're running this post curl backside. Again, this can kind of be up to you what you want to run backside of this. Again, if you want this speed route right here, we call it speed, like that 10-yard speed out, I think you can make an argument for that, especially if you're getting, like, we're starting to get a lot of teams that are rolling coverage to the boundary on us because we do a lot of stuff attacking the boundary. I think this would be a good way to isolate this guy and do some different stuff with it. So, or maybe you just tag some different things, okay? Real easy progression, rail, under, basic, top, inside triangle, okay? State championship game, all right? Now, I think anytime you can motion to create a new number one or to ID coverage. So this right here tells us, hey, we're 2x2, we motion to 3x1. We know we want to run rail at 3x1. They travel, all right? That tells us it's man. As soon as our quarterback sees man, all right, with this motion ID, he should be thinking rail, because that gets blown a lot, to under, okay? So once we motion to 3x1, just so you see the route concepts, we're running rail, all right? The number one receiver is running the top, all right? The Y is running the basic. The number two is running the under. Backside, we're running post curl, okay? So we should be thinking rail to under. don't come off the rail before we have to. All right. And they're bringing pressure. They're bringing the heat. But even when they're bringing pressure, we should always start on this rail. All right. And if we can kind of buy some time and get this ball on the rail, this is a walk-in touchdown. You can see right here, that guy, he's kind of hanging and he's not in position to defend this rail. Okay. So now we make a good catch. All right. And a good throw in traffic. All right. But this is not the one. This is the one we want right here. That's where we got to start. This is definitely alert the rail. Don't come off of it too early. If we can hit it, it's a touchdown. All right. We want to kind of be all over that one.